impersonating accents is not racist. Thank you very much.
Miss Red, somebody just said in your chat that she's in your Discord.
Well, Amanda, you're getting out of the Discord now, darling, because you're a hypocrite, love.
Can we get Amanda back in?
Amanda, if you want to rejoin the box, you can rejoin the box. But if you feel bullied, then I'd rather you not.
Bullying's over a sustained period of time. This is a back and forth.
Exactly that, guys. We've got many...
I want to answer you, Miss Red. You have just said you do not condone what Corey did, but then you just listed a whole lot of things that you had done to you, which is then implying that you're saying two wrongs make a right. So you're justifying what Corey did.
No, and that's... no. Hang on, awfully, Amanda. Please don't come in here and gaslight me. Thank you very much. You just said that I have allowed it on my platform, but you have subscribed to a platform that has doxed many people, including oneself, and there is a child at my address, Amanda. So there you go. So don't come in here and gaslight me, darling. It's not going to work here. Thank you very much.
Can we bring it back up again? Sorry.
You don't drop Amanda, guys, whoever's dropping.
Luke, stop dropping Amanda. Lunatic.
I don't know if it was Luke, to be fair.
You what?
I don't know if it was Luke, to be fair. Okay. He did the first time, but... Luke, stop dropping people!
Listen, I want Corey and Amanda to speak. I didn't drop her the second time. It was Cockapoo trying to gaslight like she normally does. Can we please let Corey speak to Amanda, please?
Amanda! Come in, Amanda!
Is she in the box? She's not in the box, Red.
Can I just ask if Amanda subscribes to you, Miss Red, or you, Corey, or you, Luke?
No, she's blocked from my platform.
So she's coming here with every reason to cause some trouble then, basically.
Yeah, she'll be after brownie points off Evil Queen, so...
Luke, you covered your mic with your big bum.
Right, I've just dropped Luke. Come on, Cockapoo.
Stop dropping me, Luke. Oh, you've dropped... Someone else has dropped him now.
Right, Caroline. Hello, Caroline.
Hiya, Miss Red. I've been thinking with this video that was put out, Delusive.
Yeah.
I think she has been too calm, too quiet, because you get dragged all across the arc for less. And she hasn't went back at Evil Queen once.
Okay, so, my darling. Hello, Caroline. So, I don't agree with that. Angie has got nothing. I don't believe Angie has had anything to do with that video. I think her response that she had, my opinion, the response that she had when, it happened on the day, I believe her response was genuine, and I believe she was genuinely devastated. That's what I believe. And like I say, I hope that if anything like that had ever happened to me or ever does happen to me, communities come together, people push the hate aside and treat me the same and do the same for me and have the same empathy and compassion.
Yeah, I mean, it was great to see everybody coming together and supporting Angie. I'm not an Angie fan. She triggers every button that I've got. And I would like to think not, but it just doesn't, there's something no sitting right with me.
I mean, I will admit Angie has been very controversial. She's had many moments, okay? But nevertheless, when something like that is done, we're all human. We have to have compassion because, like I say, God forbid anything should happen off the back of something like that being done.
Yeah.
And we still have to be mindful again. And I know, like I say, I'm not condoning anything that Angie has ever done in the past. I've always spoke about it. But At that time, on that day, what she had to witness with that video wasn't just words, it was made into a movie, darling.
Yeah, I understand that. And I mean, I did feel for her. I really did. But it's, I'm just thinking about what she puts you through. And
Okay, so and I love and respect you for, you know, worrying about me. And me and Angie have had many back and forths, you know, and you watch, you know, you see. But at this moment in time, or at that moment in time, it wasn't about what I've been through. It was what somebody else was going through, and what the women were going through off the back of what had been done to Angie. Because it wasn't just Angie that it affected women and their partners and everything else. And it wasn't specifically just about the one person.
And I've been through that
Exactly.
a few times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes you
I would
just
like
have to
to
put.
think that it's no, but it's just that wee niggle at the back of my brain that you could. I mean, she dragged you for weeks because of the people that you put in boxes, and that.
Sometimes you just have to put things aside though, and just look at the bigger picture. You just otherwise you just hold on to it, and in the end, it affects you, and you just have to go there for the grace of God. That could be me. That could be my picture on there. It could be someone I love, their picture on there. And
But it was me. I've been there.
Do you know, everybody, what I believe? I really believe
and it's
that. Sorry, Caroline, you're saying stuff that's just something in the back of your mind. I listen, I really believe that it was very easy for EQ to pull in herself, delusive Angie. I think she's very easily led because what she done with the other thing about the other baby last, that she didn't believe it and all that. There's like Angie's very easily led. If somebody says something that, like Miss Red said something, she didn't hear it, or like Corey said something, and other people tell a different story, she's inclined to believe the different story. No, she didn't deserve that. There's no woman that has gone through a loss.
And I've said that she didn't deserve that.
Yeah, but there's no woman after losing a child will ever be involved in something like that or knowing anything like that, because that is so wrong. It is so wrong. And what EQ,
I understand
you can't
that.
get any lower than her. No more. Corey, love, I told you before, boy, stay away from her because she'll try to pull you in. You stay in your own lane, love. You're doing fantastic. But I'm telling you now, Evil Queen, she went so low.
Yeah.
That there's no way Angie had any part in that, because as bad as Angie is, she is not going to show those graphic images.
No way.
Any woman that's lost the baby or anybody, she'll never understand. EQ will never understand how a woman feels after losing a baby.
I understand what you're saying.
Termination or
I really get it.
natural.
I've been there.
Or even making the
I've
choice.
gave birth to a stillborn baby. I know.
You know, even a termination is traumatic because it's a choice that you make, and sometimes it's for different reasons that women have terminations. But I think in this, I don't think Angie's involved, and I think on TikTok, your way of showing support and things is to go into the live and flood it with hearts or send gifts, and it's not about just Angie; it's about how it affected.
And I've done that.
We saw how Cho Lee was affected by it, who is someone that doesn't get involved in the drama. We saw her speak about it. We saw so many people in the comments, people coming into boxes. And the fact that EQ said, oh, you know, this is her story that she's told. You've brought it to life and you have made it so graphic and so triggering for people. It's disgusting. And you would never understand what it's like as a woman to go through that and to feel the things you're feeling. And there's been people saying, oh, you know, it's not that deep. It is that deep,
It
because
is that
this
deep.
babies. And I think with Angie, people are saying, oh, she monetized off it. This isn't her fault, and she didn't come
No,
on
I'm
and
not
cry
blaming
about.
Angie.
Hang on a second, Caroline. She didn't
I'm
come
not
on.
blaming Angie.
She
What I'm
didn't come on.
saying is,
Can I finish what I'm saying, please? Sorry. She didn't come on and play it and say, look at this, look at what she's done to me. She was ignoring it. She was doing her FYP. She's innocent in this situation, regardless of whatever she said before, because yes, she has done bad things, but that particular thing, she wasn't trying to gain anything out of it. She was completely ignoring it. And this is something that's been done to her. And if she's monetized off it, good for her. If people have
Well, at least
shown
you
love by
could see
giving
the
gifts,
pain
good
in
for
her
her.
eyes.
EQ, the money she made should be given to Sands or a similar charity, because she's disgusting.
I understand that. And I give to Sands every year where I lost my wee boy. And I'm not saying that I didn't feel for Angie. I do feel for Angie. It's just, I mean, I cast my mind back to the things that she said about baby loss herself. Now, me personally, coming from somebody that's had baby loss and had miscarriages and had ectopic pregnancies, I wouldn't dream of saying the things that Angie's come out with.
Yeah, Angie has jumped on the bandwagon, and Angie has said things. Angie has gone low at people, but this is just a whole next level of vileness from EQ. And
Both things can be true at the same time.
Yeah, and we can't keep saying, oh, but she's done this, because in that particular moment, I think the whole app was up in arms, and the whole app was upset by what they had seen.
What's
And I
done it
feel
for
like,
me?
Caroline, once you said, well, Angie's done this, you're taking away from people's pain as well.
I was just going to say something there.
Angie said today in my life that I'm not an angel. I have done things. And when I spoke to her on the phone the day it happened, she said, I'm more upset about the people who have gone through this themselves. And she was asking me how I am. Do you know what I mean?
No,
So
I understand.
she
I
doesn't
understand that.
claim to be an angel.
It's no. It's no that I didn't believe. I seen it. I watched it. I was affected by it. But what?
Now, can I just say something, Caroline? Do you know you've seen it and you was affected by it? Can you imagine, despite what she said in the past, can you imagine how she felt when that was aimed at her?
Well, she would have felt like how I felt.
That's her trauma brought to life, regardless of the situation of why she had terminations and whatnot. That's still trauma for any woman. That's still trauma, and that is brought to life by this AI. And it was graphic and horrific. And nobody's saying Angie's an angel, because we all know she's not. We're all very well aware of
I'm not
she's
getting
done.
fixated about what Angie said. It was how I've seen her react for the smallest of things.
Caroline, now which way would you like her to react? She was nearly
How do you
crying.
expect her to
She was
react?
emotionally
I would
upset.
like to I would have liked to have put Evil Queen in her place.
Well,
But
that
you
will
know
happen.
that's a
Yes,
shock.
yes,
To wake up to that, in the morning, and you want to know how she was going to react. I wouldn't have a clue how to react. I've lost children. I would be devastated. And I don't care if it was a termination or whatever she went through. That is her business, not to be making a practically movie about it. Stupid.
Gemma, can I just say
Anybody that
something?
understands
Sorry,
stupid.
if I could just say something. So, the point here of the conversation is you're judging how Angie reacted rather than the action. And actually, this is a big TikTok issue. Judge the action. The reaction, then you can say, well, I'd have done it differently. But actually, it's the action here that is at fault. That's what I would say.
Can I just say something, right? Thank you, Cockatoo, right? So Caroline, right? When you are a creator, a live streamer on TikTok, sometimes all you want to do is cry, okay? And especially when you're under the microscope, as much as what Angie would be or I would be, or, you know, people involved in this cyber drama top would be, because sometimes we're not liked by a lot of people. And the worst thing to do sometimes is cry. Let me tell you why. because the people that don't like you get off on the fact that
Yeah.
you're sat and you're crying and you're miserable. I think Angie's reaction the day that it happened was genuine. I think she held it together. I've never seen her come off live so much. And I, even though we know, what's happened previously, and and everything, I love and respect that you're worrying about me and what I've been through. But at this moment in time, it's not about me. It's not what's been said to me. It's what that woman got put through. She had her trauma used against her, her past used against her, made into a movie, and some people were mocking it. People were saying it was brilliant. There was nothing brilliant about it, darling. That is her life.
But I haven't said it was brilliant.
No, I didn't say you did. I'm just saying.
I never said it was brilliant.
No, not you, Caroline, darling. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the person that had it made, Evil Queen. Her community was saying, well done, fantastic. It didn't even. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and they're disgusting. The whole lot of them. Anybody that subscribes to that woman, they're all disgusting. It's just I've seen. See, I'm not going to be able to explain it because.
No, I get where you're coming from. I do get where you're coming from, but at the end of the day, on that day, Angie had the most horrendous thing done about her, and she had every right to cry, every right to react the way she did, and that day she deserved support. And this is someone that has had an ongoing beef with her, an ongoing problem. I've hated her so much, but you have to find empathy for things like that, in situations like that. Let me tell you why, because if you don't, it makes you know better than the people that find things like this funny. But
I do have empathy for her. I have supported her. There's just that wee inkling, just because of the way that the things that she's done in the past, and
it doesn't matter what.
I'm sorry, you keep going round and round in circles. You're trying to victim blame at this time. Nobody is saying. Let me finish. Can I finish? Can I finish? You're going around the same shit again, right? We've heard what you've said. You're like, oh my god, well she's done this, so we can't feel sorry for her. Hang on a minute, it weren't just time.
I've never said that.
One minute.
I've not said that.
Oh my god, let me talk. Her trauma was brought to life. Her face was on that video. Do you understand? Angie's never said she's a fucking angel.
Didn't he talk?
Everybody was affected by this. We know Angie's done some bullshit on this fucking app. I'm going, idiot.
You're a fucking idiot.
Let's not get nasty with each other. So Caroline.
I was getting nasty, Miss Red.
No, I know.
All I've said is, knowing how
Caroline, can I just say something, right? Obviously, you're a supporter of mine, yeah? Because obviously you come in and you was concerned about me. I've done some terrible things on this app too, okay?
But you've never treated anybody the way she has.
No, I have done some terrible things, some horrendous things I've done on this app, right? Which many people know about, okay? If something like that was done to me, right, and I have done some terrible things that I can't take back, but I ain't been an angel. How would you feel, right, if that was me and nobody was showing me support or empathy and they were just going on the fact, well, I've done some horrendous
things. But then everybody's saying about me not having empathy for Angie. I do.
No,
I went on supported her.
You're not listening to me, darling. I'm saying, this isn't about you. This is about what I've done some terrible things, right? And say that was done about me, and you're a supporter of mine, yeah? Yeah. And people weren't showing me empathy. If something like if that video was done about me, and people going around saying, "Well, Miss Red, you did this. Miss Red, you did that." Do you get where I'm coming from?
I mean, I would have defended you. Of course, I would have.
Exactly.
But I have empathy for Angie. I do have empathy. I supported her on the day. I think it's disgusting. The video's disgusting, and millions of women have been affected, and it's still been affected because it's still up.
So, Caroline, you say you have empathy for Angie.
Yeah.
Yet, are you saying I don't really understand what you're saying, but are you saying that, or did you say that there's something in your mind that's niggling, saying she was something to do with this video?
Because of the
Is
way
that
she
what you said?
reacted.
Sorry, ladies. Alicia, Corey, Luke, I've just got to go to the toilet. Will you just control everything? I'll be 2 minutes.
I'm in charge.
How would you know
No, I'm in
how
charge.
you would react?
I don't know how I would react.
Oh,
What was wrong with Angie's? Because I don't know how I'd react.
Because I've witnessed the smallest of things, like if Miss Red does something, or somebody else does something, or somebody else does something, not even a patch on what Evil Queen
But that's
has
what
done.
everyone, all the big creators will all say they've all done bad things. They all do bad things. They all do some really good things. So I don't understand what your point is.
You're not going to understand. You really
I
aren't
just
going
think I just think at this stage we're going
Oh,
round
I'm
in
in.
circles.
to. Aye, we
and
are going
it-
round in circles.
It is going. I very strongly believe Angie had nothing to do with that video because I spoke to her in the morning. But can we
And
just
as
say
I
in one?
said, I would
I
like to
know,
thank
Caroline.
God.
Caroline, please just let me speak. Because of all the setups on TikTok and the things that are done for money and views, I get what you're saying. But Angie 100% had nothing to do with this. And it isn't just Angie that says bad things. We all say bad things. We've all.
I don't.
Angie does try and come on and apologise, and she makes it right. But no matter what she does, whether she apologises or not, you're always not going to like her. So there's no point her apologising for the things she said in the past, then, is there?
Yeah,
Because Angela is a liar. Can I just quickly say something? I don't understand this live.
Well, if you don't
Excuse
understand
me.
it, why are you
The
in it?
video's disgusting. I get that. But Angela's mom, Sheila, said that she used abortion clinics as contraception
listen,
and that the
guys,
baby was
sorry.
going to be brown.
Sorry,
The baby was going to be brown, and that's why she
I'm
did
not. I'm not having this.
I don't
I'm not
agree with that
having
at
this
all.
about-
That's wrong.
I've
No,
never
so
heard
it's
wrong.
not happening, guys. I'm sorry.
I've never
I'm not
heard that.
Sorry, I'm not having everybody in the boxes dragging Angie. All right.
I've never heard
Can I
that.
speak, Miss Red, please? Right.
Nobody's coming in this box today and dragging Angie, because at the end of the day, what she went through the other day was absolutely horrendous. So nobody's coming
Totally
in
agree,
here
Red.
and dragging her.
Can you put me out? No, but I'm telling you, no, you're absolutely right.
Thank you.
Angie, we will always stand with anyone on these lives. We will stand by them and say no, and we'll treat them. We won't turn our backs on them.
Yeah.
In the
And that's
story.
what I've done.
Yeah, well, EQ needs to go away and assign herself in somewhere for help, please, as soon as possible, because everybody's now getting really sick of her lies. She's working her way up to something. Luke is dead right. She's bringing out all these AIs and everything for some reason. But listen to me, I'm going to go. But Angie, if you're listening, girl, we're all on your side. Take care. I'll go now, Red. Thanks.
Thank you, Jella. Thank you.
Okay.
So the reason I'm not having people jump in the box and Angie's done this, Angie said that, What was done to Angie was wrong. It was disgusting. It triggered many people, and that's the end of it. Angie, nobody deserves to have your trauma made into a movie. And, you know, people laugh at, people have opinions on. Like, yeah, people have said terrible things, right? But in that moment, on that day, what she had to witness was absolutely horrendous. And let me tell you something, I hope if anybody did anything like that to me, and never mind my past behaviours, I hope people come together for me.
And it's about women as well, women standing with women on something like this, because so many have experienced terminations or baby loss or whatever it may be. And I just think at that moment in time, it was just women standing for women, and men were standing for women as well. I see men upset about it and talking about it. So I think that's what it was about.
Oh, shut up, Alicia.
Shut up, Corey.
Miss Red, can I just speak? Right. Obviously, Caroline said about Angie doing this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter what Angie's done. Look, as Miss Red says, everybody's done something or said something there. But for her to witness that, you know, how did she feel that morning when she woke up and seen that video? It was absolutely disgusting, and Eva Queen should be ashamed of herself. You know, nobody should have to go through that. Yes, I went through it myself, and I was asked to abort my daughter, and I said no. I had her for 2 years. Unfortunately, she passed away. But no, that's totally wrong. Doesn't matter what anybody has done on this app. You know, they could have done the worst. They don't deserve that. They definitely didn't deserve that. And it wasn't only Angie who was upset. It was how many women and whatever was on this app was upset as well. It should never ever happen. And I hope to God Eva Queen is happy with herself. She should be ashamed of herself, so she should.
I mean, it's like let's use for example, right, Caroline, when a gentleman turned up at Eva Queen's house, right?
Yeah.
There's many people that don't like her. There's many people and even TikTok defended her. Even TikTok stood up for her.
Yeah, totally wrong.
Because what was done in that moment was wrong. Do you get what I'm saying, Caroline? There comes a point that you have to push hate and anger aside and stand up for what's right.
Well, EQ tells us women should stick with women, doesn't she? So.
No, she definitely doesn't.
Here we are. Here we are, women sticking with women.
Guys, I'm really sorry. I've got the washer repairman here, so I'm going to have to take you into the living room. Sorry.
Oh, fabulous.
House
Come in,
tour.
mate.
Show us around the house. Oh, yes. Where am I, Booyaka and Simon? Woo.
I'm going to drop anyway because...
Thank fuck for that.
Corey!
Thanks, Corey. I'll unsubscribe for you as soon as possible.
It's okay, I'll block you.
Corey Boyles, Corey, Caroline, thank you for joining me,
I'm going
darling.
to drop because everybody's saying, I'm saying what Angie's done. It's nothing to do with what Angie's done in the past. I never said that. But that's what everybody's picking on. As if I've said what Angie's done in the past. I'm on about the reaction. Because she reacts for less.
Yeah. I get it. But like everybody's, and you're entitled to that opinion, Caroline. You really are. If that's what you believe, it was a reaction. You are entitled to that opinion, 100%.
Can I just ask, Miss Reyes, what does Caroline mean? What a reaction was?
Guys, I just feel.
I'm just going to drop.
Okay, thank you for joining, Caroline.
For your £3, Caroline, you're blocked.
Corey.
Piss off, Corey, you wee prick.
Corey Wilds.
You spent the money, I didn't. Ha ha.
Corey Wilds, that is enough. Thank you for joining, Paula.
Thank you, Miss Red. Thanks, everybody.
Miss Red, I've kind of like taken on this role as like the TikTok naughty boy.
What, Corey, darling, you need to, chill out occasionally. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, but come on, she was doing everyone's hair tin.
No, I know, but Corey, she's still entitled to her opinion, darling.
Well,
This is what this page is about. People are open to have an opinion in here. We don't have to agree with it, but nevertheless, it was still her opinion. Do you know what I mean?
I'm just open to Booyaka and Simon, I'm not going to lie.
Out.
You leave Simon alone. Justice for Simon.
Thank you for joining, Alicia. Absolutely. Leave Simon alone, Corey. You can't take him anywhere, guys. Now, with that being said, I'm going to have to log off for a bit because the washing machine man's here. All right, guys, and I've got to move all my equipment out of the way. I got lights and everything